Ball's wheelhouse.
Go Goats, baby. Anyway.
Is he going to get to the early?
There go.
Okay, read the cards. He wants me to read the card. All right.
Are we in the early years?
Let's go, Ed. Here we go, Ed.
Hello, guys. Welcome back to the first video of the 5-Yard Penalty podcast. So yeah, we're gonna basically be breaking down everything that has gone on within the past week and month. So we shared a clip there. Hello. And then we're gonna open this up. So let's get started. Boom. So actually, I did the wrong thing first. So we're gonna go over some news real quick that happened recently. Kevin Colbert is out of Pittsburgh, so they're gonna be looking for a new person to fill that role. I know Louis Riddick has been mentioned a couple times. I'm not sure who would be the number one guy for there. And then yeah, so Carson Strong goes undrafted. I know a lot of draft people liked him. He went to the Eagles, so that'll be very interesting. I think they got a couple guys competing over there. I'm pretty sure what's his name is still over there. Gardner Minshew. You have Jalen Hurts, and now you have Carson Strong. We'll see how that need does on an NFL level. And then we have Hopkins, DeAndre Hopkins, receiving a 6-week PED suspension. Not a very smart move, especially it seems like quite a few guys are actually on PEDs in the NFL and they just don't get caught in the first place. But yeah, this will be pretty hard on the Cardinals. You saw how it was in the second half of the year and the playoffs without DeAndre Hopkins, so we'll see how this goes. Luckily, they have Hollywood Brown, but he's not gonna be able to fill that role the same way. And then finally, we have, according to ESPN, we have the Browns are looking to move on from Baker Mayfield officially. He said the Seahawks are out, but they are wanting to get rid of Baker Mayfield, probably by trade. So the first part of this podcast will be diving into Baker Mayfield. So we're gonna go through these corny little transition things for the podcast. We'll see how this goes. Tell me if you like it or not in the comments below. We're gonna get into Baker Mayfield. So I'm just gonna talk about how this whole thing went down in the first place and trying to make sense of it. I know there's tons of videos on it, but we'll just go quickly through this and then look at the new stuff and then get my opinion on it. So I wasn't really a fan of Baker Mayfield personality-wise as a leader when he first came in, so I'm not really surprised that all this stuff is coming forward. Not for bad stuff about him, but everything's going down this way. They basically, from what he says, they basically told him that he's going to be staying this year or something along those lines, and then they went behind his back and went and got Deshaun Watson, is from what he says. But I mean, he says whatever at this point. So now they want to move on from him. I initially thought they wanted to keep him in case what will likely be a Deshaun Watson suspension, I'm guessing, which would make a lot of sense. That was why they would want to keep him in the first place. So yeah, I'm a little confused there. I guess he doesn't want to play for them anymore. Makes sense. I'm not sure what team actually wants him. The Colts makes sense because Matt Ryan's getting older and you can get a younger quarterback that can actually play. The Lions can make some sense, but I think they'd rather want to stick with Jared Goff, and if that doesn't work, they can get a better pick for next draft. I want to say no. I don't know who else would want him right now, in all honesty. Philly, but that doesn't make any sense. They got a stuffed quarterback room right now. I cannot think of another team off the top of my head. Pittsburgh, but they just drafted Kenny Pickett. Would say the Texans, but I think they're gonna stick with Davis Mills this year. Honestly, I'm not sure if they drafted I don't know. But so yeah, seems like he's stuck in a pretty bad position right now. I guess feel bad for him. I don't know. This is just a very sticky situation that I'm sure no one wants to be a part of. So I guess we can move on to the next part of this. We're gonna get into holding. The NFL announced that the opening game of the NFL season on Thursday Night Football will be the Chiefs versus the Chargers, which should be pretty good. If I'm not mistaken, I think they split last year, right? Yeah, last season they split because the Chiefs had a rough time at the beginning of the year, and then they started to get their groove on them towards the end of the season, where they started beating people, but they didn't. They got kicked out of the playoffs. What I think is the divisional, or not the division, the championship game. They got kicked out, and then the Chargers didn't even make the playoffs. So obviously they think these are the two guys in the AFC West for next year, which I guess that's true. Maybe just two young QBs, two young stars. I can see it. Want to promote them on Thursday Night Football, have all of the U.S., I guess, watch football at that one point and promote these two guys. It's the future of AFC, future of the NFL. I get it. Should be a decent match. Should be a good match. We're hoping. We really don't want to see one team just get their butts kicked in. That would not be fun at all. But yeah, I think all of the rest of the games are being released on the 12th. I think I can double check. Let's see. Yeah, May 12th. All of them will be released. So yeah. Anyways, if I'm gonna give a little prediction, I'll probably do it when the schedule gets released, because I'm not even sure who they play really. I think the Chargers should probably make the playoffs this year, but I feel like we kind of say that every year. The Chiefs will make it. We just don't know how far. Hopefully they can figure this stuff out. The Chiefs also don't have Tyreek Hill too, which will be very interesting. But yeah, and the Chargers got Khalil Mack now, who is getting a little older, but is still a pretty good starter now. Joey Bosa in the back, or on the was he left? Yeah, left side, most likely. Or right side. I think. Does he play? I think he plays a little bit of both. And then you have J.C. Jackson back there, Asante Samuel. They just drafted Zion Johnson. They got a decent O-line up in there with Derwin James in the back. So yeah, that should be a really good game. Hopefully it's a good game, and hopefully they put on a show. So moving on, we're going to be looking at the post-draft outlook. So we're going to be on false start, which is basically implying that good and bad through the draft. We got some questions, things like that. So we'll go to the Jets first. They had a really good draft. They were able to get Sauce Gardner at number 4. Which is okay, it's decent pick. We'll see how that goes. Next pick was Garrett Wilson, which was holy cow. I think he was the best wide receiver in the draft, most likely. So yeah, so the fact that he was able to go there, very nice with Zach Wilson, and yeah, hopefully Zach Wilson plays a little better this year. I thought he played fine, showed some flashes, which is normal for a rookie quarterback. The rookie quarterbacks were kind of slow last year. The teams weren't very functioning for them, but we'll see how it goes this year. Hopefully they take a step forward. I really like Zach Wilson, so we'll see. And then they're able to get Jermaine Johnson at number 26, which I guess that fills a few needs, and Breece Hall in the second, which was a pretty decent pick too. So looks like he's got a lot of weapons, which is weapons and then defensive players too. But it looks like they built a pretty nice group around him, which is really good for the future. Next we got the Lions. The Lions were able to get Aiden Hutchinson out of for the second pick. I guess I forgot a team on here, huh? Crap. Okay. They're able to get Aiden Hutchinson for the second pick, and then I think they traded up, like stole a pick from the Vikings, where they did like a horrible trade back as like a third and a fourth. It was like something weird, where it's like the give and not to give were like the trade-offs were basically horrible. But yeah, they got Jameson Williams for Jared Goff, interestingly enough. And then yeah, they got some deep pieces, but just focusing on the first rounders kinda. But they got some good pieces to go on defense, like 2 cornerstone pieces that they can work with. And yeah, why not get a young quarterback in there soon, and so they can thrive through with a good team around them. I forgot to add the Giants on here. Sorry, I completely forgot about how great their draft was. Let's see if I can. I know they have what they're able to get. I'm gonna try to say his name. Kayvon Thibodeaux. With their first pick, he kind of fell like a little bit, surprisingly, because the Jaguars took Walker for some weird reason. They must have saw something, or it's just Jaguars being the Jaguars with horrible ownership and whatever goes on over there. Yeah, he dropped to the Giants. Really good defensive player, one of the better, with like neck and neck with Aiden Hutchinson in the draft. So we'll see how he does. Apparently there's like some off the field issues with him, but we'll see. And then the best tackle in the draft they're able to get too, Evan Neal, which is practically, I don't know, that's perfect. Where Daniel Jones, everything's on his plate this year, I guess, right? So we'll see how that goes. I don't think, did they draft another? They did not draft another player in the first. Okay, so we'll move on to Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh surprised a lot of people. They definitely, I know some people didn't want a quarterback, some people did. But out of all the quarterbacks, they chose Kenny Pickett, which a lot of people were thinking Malik Willis, which was very interesting because I know Kenny Pickett had like a hand issue. And like the fact he's using gloves and you're in Pittsburgh, it's like, you know, I guess it doesn't really matter. But like in weather games, when you have smaller hands, like this could be an issue. But I mean, we'll see, right? Kenny Pickett definitely has some upside. It's just the hands were an issue. But Malik Willis was definitely like the flashier player, like someone I could see Mike Tomlin like working really well with. But yeah, so they chose Kenny Pickett. I would like to see how that works out. I wonder if they sit him this year and have Mitchell Trubisky go. That would be pretty interesting to see him under Mike Tomlin. See if he's like gotten a little bit better, like if Mike Tomlin improves the system around him better. Yeah. And then they got George Pickens with the second round pick, which is also very interesting because we know how their wide receivers are. I saw like a meme. It's like I'm gonna be afraid every time the Pittsburgh Steelers draft a wide receiver and show like Antonio Brown and Juju, and then what's his name? Whoever their wide receiver is right now. It's crap. Oh my goodness. Am I really gonna have to look this up? How do I not remember? Oh my goodness. Why am I not? Chase Claypool. Oh my gosh. can't believe I forgot that. But yeah, Chase Claypool, because he did the celebrating thing at the end of one play where he pointed and kind of like it was like a bad situational awareness. And then for the final team we're going to be looking at after the draft and just getting some questions is the Packers. Packers had 4 picks in the first and second rounds. So the first pick they did, I get it, kinda. There wasn't really a wide receiver on the board worth taking in the first round at that point. You had Jamison Williams gone, Drake London gone, Treylon Burks gone, I believe. Garrett Wilson gone. I think there was another one. Chris Olave gone. So like a lot of the guys apparently they wanted were gone. That's what Aaron Rodgers was saying. So they drafted Clay Walker. I've heard people say it's a little bit of reach. I don't know much about him. In all honesty, I didn't really look too in depth about these guys. But yeah. And then they got Devontae Wyatt, defensive tackle. I heard he's pretty good. I've seen him. He looks pretty good also. They got Christian Watson in the second round. Good for Aaron Rodgers. He got another wide receiver. They drafted 3 wide receivers in the draft. 1 7th, which is like okay. 1 in the 4th and then 1 in the 2nd, which I'm sure Christian Watson and Aaron Rodgers should be interesting to look at and to watch. Aaron Rodgers makes a lot of guys look good, but in perfect spot every single time. And then you got an O-lineman, which is never a bad idea, in all honesty, as long as you're not reaching for him. But yeah, we are done with that section, and time to move on to the next one. And then I guess that's 2 false starts in a row. I don't know. Just the weird stuff here, I guess. Just tell me what you think about it. Honestly, I'm like in and out on it. I'm not sure if I want to keep putting like the false start thing on here or not. But let's move on. We're gonna get on to I have a couple questions about the fan-controlled football in USFL. I tried getting into it. I just don't have time to really watch this kind of stuff, or I don't allocate the time to it. Like I'll poke in and see what's going on. Like last year, I watched a little bit of fan-controlled football. It was kind of interesting with like fans controlling the plays, but I'm like trying to call these plays, and like most of the fans are like calling way different plays than me. I'm like, how the hell am I supposed to work? Like, I can bring this team to a championship, I promise, but I don't know about these fans. And then the USFL, that just started recently, I believe. I'm not sure what to make of it. I don't have like a team to root for, which is weird. Like in fan control football, I started rooting for the Zappers because like, all right, Johnny Manziel's on there, be fine. And then T.O. came in the next year, whatever. I've seen some highlights from fan control football, which is cool to see. Haven't seen much from USFL. Just like a little bit of clips. Maybe I'm just not paying attention enough or something. But yeah, like they say like the XFL that was there like a couple or a few years ago. There was a team in my state where I was like, all right, I can root for them. It's fine. USFL, I don't know who to root for. Like I'm looking at jerseys. I'm like, wow, these jerseys look pretty cool. Should I root for them? I don't know what teams are good. Like, I don't know. I guess my question is like, how do you know who to root for? Do you just... I'm in a weird position where I don't have a team, and like, am I gonna have to casual this one and just try and watch the sport? And this is the same sport, but try and watch it and like enjoy it for what it is, or should I like root for a team to make it more interesting? Like, I guess this goes with anything else. Like, it's easy for other sports like NBA and MLB and NHL, where you can just change the team that you're home located at, or like a team that's immediately in the championship. But yeah, USFL and FCF, I don't know. Well, I guess I have Zappers. It's not actually a thing, but like USFL, like how do I know? Like how would you go about watching it? Like, is there a certain way you would do it rather than something else? Maybe, like, I was born a fan of a team in the NFL. In the USFL, I'm like, I don't know. But yeah, I guess we should move on before I start repeating myself even more. Yeah, just tell me what you think about it in the comments. In all honesty, I have no idea. And then we're gonna get into the NFL power rankings that came out right after the drafts that ranked the teams. We're gonna be reacting to it, giving our ideas on what we think about it, and see if we want to make any changes. So at number 1, I'll just read these off real quick. It goes, well, I'll just say in order. I can't say 1, 2, and all that. I'm gonna run out of breath and die. So we got the Bills, Rams, Bucks, Bengals, 49ers, Packers, Chiefs, Broncos, Chargers, Raiders, Ravens, Colts, Cowboys, Browns, Eagles, Titans, Patriots, Saints, Dolphins, Cardinals, Steelers, Vikings, Seahawks, Jets, Panthers, Commanders, Lions, Giants, Falcons, Bears, Jaguars, Texans. If you want to see it, you can probably look it up. This is Dan Hansis' power rankings or something like that. You can look it up. It'll be right there. But yeah, a couple things I saw interesting. I wasn't sure to make of it as like a reset, like what teams look the best that we can put at a certain spot on the power rankings. But I don't know. Was this based off last year? I don't know. But I find it weird that they put the Bills at number 1, in all honesty. Like, the Rams just won the Super Bowl. I don't know if they had too much turnover on their team. Like, they don't have OBJ on their team, and they got Allen Robinson, who I think would probably be a better fit on there. Got rid of Robert Woods. You know, I don't know. We'll see. I would probably put Rams at number 1 since they just won it. I'd be fine with the Bucks at number 2. I guess the Bengals have a really good team. I just don't know if I'm sold on them yet. I know that sounds kind of weird, but I kind of need to see like another year of dominance again. Yeah, because you have teams that like kind of strike at a certain time and ride it. I don't know if it means anything. But yeah, I'll put the Bengals in like the top 5 or something. But so I'll just read the top 5 real quick. He has Bills, Rams, Bucks, Bengals, and 49ers. I'd put the Rams 1, Bucks 2. Actually, why not just put it in like how it was last year? So like, but I think the Bucks are a better team though. So just go Rams, Bucks, Bengals, but then Bills are pretty good too. Put the Bills after the Bengals, and then the 49ers. I don't know why they're in there, honestly. I don't know why they're so high. I'm not sure. But I'll put the Packers above the 49ers. I'll put like the Chiefs pretty high in there too, maybe in the top 5. The Broncos, let's be real. I mean, it's like hype, and then nothing happens every single year. So yeah, basically it's just the AFC West from 7 to 10. The Broncos being the second one on that list, like their team's pretty good. I guess it's just based off a team though, right? I guess we'll find out. I guess they have a really good team, but is it really better than the Chargers and the Raiders? I don't know. I guess if you go what quarterbacks, you can arguably say Russell Wilson better than a couple of those guys, and then but wide receivers or the Broncos are kind of unproven. Cortland Sutton's pretty good. What's his name? Jerry Judy's pretty good, but like I feel like they're still pretty young, and we don't know how he'll work with Russell Wilson. Their defense is pretty okay. I don't know how that'd be better than a couple of these other. I guess it'd be better than the Chargers would be better than that. So why wouldn't they put Chiefs, Chargers, Broncos, and Raiders if they wanted to, or put the Raiders above the Broncos? I don't know. Seemed kind of weird that the Broncos were the second one. Let's be real. Ravens at 11. I'm fine with that. Colts at 12 is interesting, right above the Cowboys. I would thought they had the Cowboys higher, but I guess that makes sense. They lost, Amari Cooper. They drafted a tackle. I don't know. I guess they didn't really get substantially better by losing Amari Cooper, unless I'm missing some kind of free agent signing, right? I don't know. I feel like the Cowboys at 13 is very interesting in my opinion. Browns at 14, that sounds about right. I don't know if Deshaun Watson is going to be back. Their team is pretty good, but we'll see how that goes. With the Deshaun Watson, we don't know how long he's going to be out. So Eagles at 15, I can live with that. The Titans at 16 is very interesting. Yeah, I'm not sure why they have them so low, but I guess I kind of get it. Kind of. I don't know. I feel like Titans are one of those teams where I don't know where to put them based on the other teams. Patriots at 17, I get it. Saints at 18, I get it. Dolphins at 19, I get it. They got a really good roster. Tua, not sure about. Cardinals at 20. I think that has solely to do with the DeAndre Hopkins thing. I feel like their team's pretty solid with Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins, but I guess they don't have Chandler Jones this year. I'm sure I'm missing someone else too. But yeah, I guess one of their D linemen's gone. That's not good. So Cardinals at 20. I think that's a little low, but I think they could probably be in front of the Eagles, or around Eagles Titans range at 15 16. Steelers at 21, I can live with that. Vikings at 22, I can live with that. Seahawks, Jets, Panthers. The last 10 are fine. It's not that big of a deal. I think the Giants can move up. The Panthers are pretty solid, so the Giants can probably move up. And I guess the Commanders are pretty good too. I don't know. I guess this is fine actually. Yeah. I guess all those are fine. I think this is the last thing in my list that I have. So yeah, if you enjoyed it, comment down below. Just anything, discussion, whatever you feel about the episode, what I can improve, what I dislike, what you critiqued, anything. So yeah, let me know below, and I'll see you guys in the next podcast. Thank you.